Good morning, Louise White students. Happy Friday, December 18th. To our Crimson students, hopefully you're watching from home and you have already started your break. Our Gold students, this is your last day before we hit winter break. Happy birthday to Zoe in first grade. Hope you have a great day today. We have lots of December birthdays and January birthdays to cover before we get back on the 6th. So what I'm going to do is I will do the December birthdays today, and then when we get back, I will give us our January birthdays. So Eduardo is celebrating his birthday on the 19th, Elise and Tally on the 21st, Danny on the 22nd, Nicholas on the 23rd, and Evelyn on the 24th. Angus and Alexander have their birthday on the 26th. Caleb is celebrating on the 28th, Bianca on the 29th, Dominic and Sam have a birthday on the 30th, and Theo on New Year's Eve, December 31st. So happy birthday to all of you. Enjoy your break and enjoy your special birthday on that break. We have our Throwback Thursday on Wednesday staff member, and as you can see, that name popped up a little early here. The secret is out, I guess. Yes, that is Mrs. Colhagen. Nobody guessed that one right. I would have extended it, but I figured with the break, most people wanted to know the answer now. So that was Mrs. Colhagen. Thank you for sharing your picture, Mrs. Colhagen, and we'll do some more Throwback Thursdays when we return in January. And now it is time for the ever popular Friday Fun. And our topic for today comes from Lucas, who wanted me to do some research on the history of Santa Claus. So here we go. Everything you may have wanted or not wanted to know about Santa Claus. Now, our current Santa Claus can trace his roots all the way back to 320 AD in what is now into the Middle East, the region halfway across the world in the Middle East region, what is now the country of Turkey. You can see Turkey is circled there in red. It is south of Europe and north of Africa in the Middle East there. That's the country of Turkey. And that's where our story begins with a man named Nicholas. Now, Nicholas had very wealthy parents who died when he was quite young. He became a monk and eventually a bishop and eventually a saint. He was known for his generosity and he gave away all of the money that his parents left him. He gave it away to help those in need. St. Nicholas died on December 6th, and that day is celebrated in Europe as St. Nicholas Day. Traditionally, for that to celebrate that holiday, people will put their shoes outside of the door on the evening of the 5th, and St. Nicholas will fill them with little treats and goodies and gifts over the night. And on St. Nicholas Day, you can see what he has left for you. So that is the tradition of St. Nicholas Day that is practiced very much in Europe. Now, in 1773 is when we first see stories written of Dutch immigrants who brought the St. Nicholas traditions to America. Okay, so the Dutch, then in fact, the name Santa Claus comes from the Dutch nickname for St. Nicholas, Sinterklaas. So Sinterklaas became Santa Claus. In the early 1700s and early 1800s, Santa did not look anything like the character that we see today. In fact, he was often portrayed as a skinny character and often just wore the clothes of the day. But in the early 1800s, stores would use the Santa Claus character to advertise for Christmas shopping. In 1841, a store in Philadelphia attracted thousands of children to come see a life-size Santa Claus statue. Now, this character of Santa Claus began to change very much in 1822 when Clement Clark Moore wrote the famous An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas. It's a long poem that he wrote for his children. We know it as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So in that book, Moore painted Santa Claus as a jolly old elf in a red suit with the magical ability to go up a chimney and who flew around in a sleigh with flying reindeer. So that character of Santa Claus was first imagined in image form in 1881 by a political cartoonist named Thomas Nast. He relied on Moore's description of Santa Claus and drew the first images of the Santa that we're used to today. So it looked much more like our Santa. This was an example of the Santa Claus that Thomas Nast first drew. But perhaps the most iconic Santa Claus, the one that we're very used to today, came in 1930 when the Coca-Cola Company also had an artist named Haddon Sundblom who used Moore's description of Santa to make the much more famous ad images that appeared in the Saturday Evening Post and show a Santa much like we see today. So, as you can see, from a journey in 320 AD Turkey to modern day United States, there's been a long trip for the Santa Claus that we know. Hundreds of books and movies have added to the Santa Claus legend and myth, and it continues to change and grow even to this day. One thing for sure, though, is that in this time of the year, this holiday season brings out a spirit of giving and kindness in everyone. So, thank you, Lucas, for your suggestion of kind of doing a little bit of research on Santa. I hope you learned a little bit more about him. And if you're interested in those Santa Claus legends, as I said, a lot of books and movies have changed the way we think about Santa Claus. Oops, hang on a second. My phone is ringing. Let me mute that for right now. And okay, sorry about that. Okay, so one thing that we can take a look at is some of the movies that are there um, that kind of give us more information about Santa or change the Santa stories in some ways. I shared some movies last Friday and asked you to give me your suggestions of ones that people should see. So here they are. Lots of you decided we needed to take a look at Home Alone. So Home Alone is a very popular movie among our school. Another one, The Christmas Chronicles. There's Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2 that came highly recommended. Several people like the movie Elf. An oldie but a goodie, White Christmas. Sophia recommended that one. Got some nice music in it. Dylan recommended The Christmas Carol. My favorite version of The Christmas Carol is The Muppets Christmas Carol. And then Jacob's favorite is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Another suggestion, Danny, Miracle on 34th Street. Lots of Santa Claus myth came from that movie. Trace recommended The Polar Express. Eduardo recommended The Grinch. Jackson recommended Jingle Jangle. I watched that yesterday. Also, some very good music in that one. Amelia recommended A Christmas Prince, The Royal Baby, and Lexi, The Princess Switch. So lots of good suggestions for movies for you to check out over your break. Now let's rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a very, very happy holiday, a wonderful break. I hope you spend some great time with your families, and we will see you next year in 2021.